Bing, and we're live. Here we are. It's Sam and Sam Pretty. It is another morning in this part of the world. Is it lunchtime? What time is it for you, Sam Pretty?
It's 2 p.m., so
2 p.m.
just
Yeah.
after lunch.
So time for a nap then, I think. Usually I always like to have a nap after lunch. Anyway.
Yeah, I never like to have afternoon naps.
No? Oh, you don't? Oh, wait till you get older. You'll love it. Anyway, my brain's operating on fewer cycles than usual. Let's start with you, Sam Pretty. Do you want to give us some updates on what's happening with you?
Then last night, me and you spent like about 2 hours trying to get Git working,
We
and
did.
we managed to like fix the GitHub commit count pull request and narrow it down to just the GitHub parts. And I guess I'll work on reviewing some parts of that. That looks like a bit of a mess. I mean, some things could be improved, I guess. So I'll try to review that.
Yeah, sorry.
And
Yeah, go on.
I meant the GitHub commit count pull request. So
Yes.
I'll probably review that a bit, I guess. The code looks a bit messy. I mean, there might be some things that could be improved.
Yeah, interestingly, I was just looking through it this morning, Mike. So having got it focused down to this one thing,
Yeah.
you know, I've actually already made some comments in there this morning. We could even have a look at the code together now. Yes, indeed. Anything else that you've got on your mind or plans or blocking you?
I don't really have any plans for today. I'm a bit busy today with some other stuff. So,
Cool.
yeah, that's it.
No problem. Good stuff. Yes. Main thing from me. Yeah, we had the local support kickoff meeting yesterday. Had a new person, Dirk, in there. We've had the new guy, Ethan, as well, has done a pull request, and I've actually already this morning I've updated the documentation based on some of the things he's been saying. I've got a pull request in for that for local support. Yana is not going to be around this week, so I need to kind of clean up and finish up her do it thing and get that merged in. I want to get a whole load of local support things merged in. As you already talked about the Git work that you and I did last night, I'm quite pleased with what we managed to get done. And I'm quite pleased that we can now see what's going on. And so I like having a look at some of the bits of code here in the GitHub commit job. Go on.
What is Do It? Like related to the local support thing?
Oh, so Do It is a national organization in the UK that basically is a national register of volunteering opportunities. So basically it's about volunteering all around the country, and they have an API, and we've signed, or the volunteer, our client has signed a contract with them so that we have API access to their database. So
Nice.
So the idea is that we have a pull request which pulls in their volunteer opportunities into our system. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I understand. I guess that will help, like, put in more volunteers on the map, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and I think there's relatively few people who know about our site and are submitting volunteer opportunities through our site. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a big step forward, and may also ultimately pull in the council and some other groups as well. I mean, I've been already like playing with some like the code in the GitHub pull request, which I thought was an interesting thing to look at. I don't really have any blockers, just lots of things to do today. I kind of have this feeling like, I should be doing more work on the autograders. I do have, there's a student from Rose, this is an instructor in upstate New York, who says is interested in getting involved in the autograder development, which is good. I need to do more on that. I guess the MOOC, I need to prep some material today. I don't think there's too much to do, but I should definitely carve out a little chunk of time to do that later on. I guess I'll just review. We've got things from Thomas in the text chat. I guess, Sam Pretty, do you want to just write up a little summary of what what's going on with you in the
definitely.
text chat, which I will do as well. Just while you're doing that, I guess. Go on.
One thing I was noticing is, like, all right, I'll let the stand-up finish up and then we'll talk about the pull request.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's finish. Well, I'll just bring up here, this is some people have been reporting in here. Thomas has got the doing some nice thing on. I was hoping to get to Thomas's pull request as well today. There we go. Thanks, Free Ranger and Thomas. About more to my plans today. And pull in Thomas's on so and Yana's on local support. Yeah, and two big things as well as doing a bit of Luke work. Yeah, that's about the size of it. Good stuff. So yeah, well that's the stand-up. Should we just do the feedback session? And we could even half do it. Anyone want feedback? You interested in feedback, Sampati?
I guess feedback in the sense some criticism maybe, or something constructive criticism, like that is what I would be interested in, like something that would help me improve, I guess.
Absolutely, yes. Well, I mean, at the moment, what I would give feedback I give you is really positive. I really enjoyed working with you on yesterday evening. I think doing it together with you, I think was, I think we completed it quicker than we might both have done independently, and I think there was a good mind share there, and yeah, I'm really glad that I opened the Hangout and that you came in, and yeah, it was really excellent. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that like if we had tried to do it alone, I mean, it would have taken much more time, I guess.
Yes, I think for both of us, I think there's something about like I think there was a process there where we were kind of like bouncing ideas off each other, and I think we were both having good ideas, and we're both making different turns in the wrong direction. And I think, I mean, that's why I love the pairing. I think particularly with things like that, the Git or the Rocket Deploy or just the code and whatever. Anyway, I mean, it's this double-edged sword, isn't it, with pairing, because it's always more effort to get the thing set up, and you think, oh, I'll just get on with it alone, and so on. And sometimes, you get stuff to hang out or whatever, and then the audio doesn't work, and there's technical problems and what have you. But I think it worked really well yesterday. So, my feedback for you there is positive, very, very positive all round, really. And I guess that turn that into constructive criticism is I'd say, I mean, I think for your personal development, as a coder and so on, is just doing as much pairing as you can fit in. Really, that's going to be to your benefit. Obviously, the logistics of it sometimes make it difficult, but keep going. Good stuff.
I sometimes tend to work on stuff alone, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that's okay too. I think it's all about finding a balance. I mean, sometimes you just want to focus and you want to get stuff done, and you don't feel like talking to people, and I think that's that's good. Everybody needs to find their own balance about what's going to work for them. It's I think it's the same with many of the things like test-driven development, and pairing and using Git and so on. Is that they are and using a tracking board is. They often seem, for simple things, they seem like more than is needed, right? It's like extra effort to get that stuff going, and it's just being open to and I think as one gets more comfortable with all of the technologies, you have more bandwidth to do more pairing. Anyway, Yeah, so I think you're doing really well, Somebody. Really good.
Yeah, one thing I just noticed, like I was going to the Gitter notifications, and some of these Hangout titles
Hmm.
have none of, like, they don't match any of the keywords. Like they neither have homework or 169 or SAS, but they are getting posted somehow. That
Hmm.
is an interesting thing.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that as well, actually, because it was that one that came through there. It said HW1. Um, well, I guess we'll find it. I mean, I think I've run some. Yeah, obviously, we ran the website one thing that didn't go through. So, yeah, interesting. An interesting
No,
question.
I think website one things did like our normal scrums and stand-ups are all working, I guess. Maybe some of the video links I'm getting posted here and there,
Hmm.
but other than that, I haven't noticed any Hangout notification not being posted.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did the local support kickoff yesterday. That was a stand up, and that came into local support. And if we look at general, uh, so dun, 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 dun. So we had, there was a specific scrum there, pair programming website one, local support weekly kickoff. All seems to be working okay at the moment, and students don't seem to have complained about um, any of the things yet. So. Yeah, yeah, that's good. I guess one piece of feedback there is I do notice somebody that you can tend to go sometimes you can get distracted and go off track. So we were doing the feedback session there, and you
Yeah.
would, I mean, not that it wasn't a very useful point, but I guess having finished that, we should wrap up the feedback thing and so on before going on to the other things. But so yeah, any feedback from me at all?
I guess like uh, not much negative feedback. Like I can't really think of any criticism, but positive is that like I don't understand how do you manage to do all that work on like 5 to 6 different projects. Like I
Right.
don't think I would have ever been able to manage all that.
Well, we'll see how long it lasts. I have to say, definitely the website one is kind of really pulling my brain apart in different directions. I was definitely feeling. Now, when was it? I think it was like last week on Thursday or Friday, and I was like, kind of partly. I'm also trying to use this new position and sit up straight, and I was kind of going, "Oh God, what's going on?" I don't know. But I'm getting a handle on it, and there's a crosstalk because I think I'm starting to bring from my experience with local support into website one, and that's back and into graders, and yeah, so it's sort of. I mean, I've also got I don't have school like you. I've now cleared my other stuff, and I'm focusing on making these products. I mean, the question I have for myself is, would I do better to not do so many things? Would I do better to like focus exclusively on local support or website one or the graders? I think I may need to take like 2 weeks and say like I'm okay. I'm going to have a break from local support in order to focus on the graders or something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic this morning. I think that's now the stand up. Did you want to have like a quick look at the code for the pull request? What's your? I mean, I would usually take a break for 5 minutes and come back, and I could open another Hangout. But if you've just got 5 minutes now and then you need to go, we could just look at some code quickly
Yes, so
now.
the issue that the issue that was there was that as a member of AV, so that I can find out what other projects others are contributing to, I should see the number of commits they have made to projects listed on their profile page, right? But kind
Okay,
of
yeah. So you're talking about this is
the issue that
this is related to what am I looking for now? Hold on, let me go to Waffle website one. I mean, there's that. I mean, there's also like ordering the projects in terms of activity. But so if we go to GitHub, right? Okay, but so this one here, this is the original story. Yes, there is this. The story is about. Yeah, and so then if we're on a Agile Ventures page for a person, does it just go as users? Like, contact with not me. No. Oh, I'm probably Sam Joseph. I know. Really don't like that 404 page, but anyway. Here we go. So I think there's this activity, and you can see my commits on each of the projects here.
Yeah. So what is this pull request doing then?
Well, this pull request is merely it's a refactoring of the code there. So the thing was in place, but if we look at the way that the code was like this, and it was kind of, you know, look, it's got stuff to do with HTML in it, and it's got put statements in it and stuff. So it's kind of a.
Okay. So yeah.
Excuse me a second.
I guess.
Hold on a second. Hello. Hi. Sorry about that. That's just my mother-in-law calling. I put on to my wife, and yes. So we were just talking about this. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I you know, don't know the background other than I can kind of see.
All right.
The code is being.
I think like the.
Go on.
Like previously, we were using just like manually the API and working on it. So right now, I guess we are just.
Right. I think it was scraping it before, and they've moved it over from instead of Nokogiri, it's now using OctaKit.
Yeah, so that's a nice one, I guess.
Yeah, so there's a definite improvement, and even just as it stands, it's a kind of a huge improvement. I mean, I was just looking at, and I think at some level it could just be merged in. Just looking at the code, I can see a couple of places like, so we've got a thing here where we kind of create the array, and then we loop through it with an each, and then we do a reduce afterwards. And I believe that the code can be shortened so that we just do a reduce directly. We don't need to do, you know, we can inject a, you know, we don't need to set up an intermediate variable to store all the commits. We can just get that commit count out like that. Interesting question. If we could even, I mean, I think actually when I think about the OctaKit or the GitHub API, I think you can just get the commit count without, because we're kind of, it's creating this thing and it's going to the user there and it's going through. Anyway, I mean, you know, it's you know, almost I don't know that how much time it is worth spending on, you know, minor refactorings like that. I guess see what we've got. There's a total commit count for project and the user commit counts for project. What's the difference between those two?
So I think like the total commit count is the one you see on the project's page, and then the second one is for the user's page, I guess.
Right. Okay. And so it's looking at, oh, that's interesting. So the way it's calculating it though is getting its total commit count for, yeah, a given project, and it's like, but only those commits from our users within Agile Ventures. That's interesting. And then I was just thinking with this one, you know, it's got like if user and then this else thing, so that could be like, you could be doing this unless user, and then, you know, just doing this, and you can kind of remove the if else statement there. That was my two little thoughts on the code. But so yeah, otherwise, are you any other thoughts looking at this code yourself?
No, I think like other than that, it all looks fine.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the tests particularly.
I need to drop off now.
Sure, no problem.
I'll talk to you later again.
Yeah, that's great. Have a great day, Sam Pretty. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Right. Bye for now.